With the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Series underway, many professional golfers have found themselves at a crossroads, unsure of where their true allegiances lie with their respective organizations. This has resulted in a major split in the world of golf, with professionals following the money trail all the way to the bank. First up, winners changing sides. A couple of major winners in the sport of golf, Bryson DeChambeau and Patrick Reed, fully intend to join the Saudi-funded LIV Golf Invitational Series before the rival circuit begins competing in American cities like any other tournament. This information comes straight from a British tabloid. According to the news sources such as the Daily Telegraph, Greg Norman and the team at LIV Golf Investments are anxiously waiting to reveal the most recent 2 PGA Tour exiles. Around the time the news broke out, the day also marked the official start of the first LIV Golf Invitational at Centurion Golf Club, which included skilled professionals of the sport, Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, and also Sergio Garcia. Back in January, DeChambeau was one of the league's first players to sign up, but that information wasn't too public. That all changed when Mickelson criticized the PGA Tour and the Saudis who are supporting the LIV Golf Investments in interviews, drawing negative attention to the simple fledgling league. Next, DeChambeau changes his mind. Then in February, DeChambeau joined Johnson as the most widely recognized athletes of the sport to declare their support for the PGA Tour. DeChambeau said in a statement this same month that while there has been a lot of clear speculation about his support for the rival tour, he wanted to make it very clear that as long as the top players in the world are playing the PGA Tour, so will he. DeChambeau responded to much criticism he was receiving by stating that he personally doesn't think that at this point in time he is in a spot in his career where he can risk things like this on such a massive level. These comments came after he was asked about his interest at the memorial event. DeChambeau claimed he is devoted to the extended family of sorts that he's built through sponsors and the rest of the package. As of right now, he believes that something big in the golf industry is probably going to change. What that is, even he has no idea, but we can only assume that it will be some kind of reform within the PGA itself. In order to play at the top of the golfers in the world, he said he's just going to keep playing professionally wherever the past leads him. His agent supported DeChambeau's statements, calling him an innovator within the golf world since he had a good head on his shoulders. His agents went on that simply being able to get in on the ground floor of something groundbreaking has always piqued his interest in true sportsman-like fashion. According to Brett Falkoff of GSE Worldwide, this feeling of DeChambeau is shared by others as well, as Falkoff claims that professional golf as we know it is evolving rapidly already. Next, true sportsman triumphs. At a time when he enthralled audiences around the world in golf with his unconventional idea that greater speed and more power will transform the game, DeChambeau won the US Open at Winged Foot a couple of years ago back in 2020. His ball speed off the driver even reached epic numbers such as 320 kilometers per hour, and that too after gaining 40 pounds of muscle and mass. In long drive exhibitions, this level of play was also seen where he also participated. Reed's lone major triumph came back in the 2018 Masters, which was a memorable moment in golfing history. Along with being well known by fans and critics alike for his grit and short game, he was the target of much distasteful criticism in US spectator areas in 2019 for simply brushing a bit of sand away from his golf ball when he was in the Bahamas. Why was this such a huge deal exactly? Well, it was a blatant regulation violation within the professional rules of the sport for one, so we can't really blame people for being upset about it. Players that join Norman's league receive substantial signing incentives too in the form of monetary bonuses. According to credible news sources like The Telegraph, Johnson received an entire whopping sum of $208 million even before vying for the $34 million in prize money at each of the 8 LIV competitions scheduled. That is a life-changing sum of money no matter who you claim to be. Regarding rumors that he received $278 million, however, Mickelson was questioned on the matter. He dodged the question seamlessly by simply claiming that contractual agreements ought to be kept private, and while that does seem to be the case for him, he actually does wish his earnings were kept even more private. The weekend before the 4th of July, Pumpkin Ridge in the state of Oregon will be hosting the first LIV Series competition in the history of the United States. This week, the PGA Tour pulled some pretty dirty moves and didn't give any of its players permission to participate outside of London, where the tournament was also held. Not just that, but many players have taken issue with the PGA's response in light of LIV and altogether resigned resigned from the organization. The PGA Tour really doesn't permit any releases for competitions conducted in North America. Therefore, Oregon is unique in this regard. The ability of the players who accepted the Saudi money to reject the PGA Tour is still up in the air, with many speculating that the PGA is figuratively backed into a corner right now and will be forced to overturn their decision. The US Open announced on Tuesday that it will be honoring players who have successfully qualified to compete at the country club outside of Boston the following week, and it is anticipated that the British Open will follow suit alongside it. Now in other news, Rory backs tour ban. Rory McIlroy believes that the PGA Tour did the right thing by taking an extreme step and suspending his peers, including Ryder Cup teammate Ian Poulter, who disobeyed orders not to participate in the €20 million Centurion Club opening round of the Saudi Rebel Tournament. Poulter retaliated, claiming he will pursue legal action after he received the email informing him that his 18-year-long membership had abruptly and sympathetically come to a stop, as the battle lines were being formed more clearly than at any other point in his professional career. The 17 professionals who had teed off here, including Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson, were suspended indefinitely. According to an email from PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan to the whole membership that was clearly timed to coincide with the start of the LIV Golf Series, Monahan was trying to send a very obvious message. McIlroy wholeheartedly supported the action that LIV, however, calling the move his peers made vindictive. The Northern Irishman stated that Jay's done the right thing because these individuals have disobeyed the rules of golf in a major way and done things outside of the tournament regulations, and as a result, there will be consequences. He smugly said that he thought the remaining membership of players in the PGA as a whole really appreciated it. Next, Tour Chief defends bans. The PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan defended his choice to exclude players from competing in the Saudi-sponsored LIV Golf Series despite criticism from multiple parties, saying dissident players should not expect a free ride off their devoted competitors. Monahan said that the bans were required to safeguard his own tour's interests in his first public remarks following the announcement of the bans. In a television interview with CBS on the sidelines of the Canadian Open, Monahan went on to further state that it's been an ugly week that was produced by some poor judgments on the parts of players. He believed it's his responsibility to safeguard, uphold, and honor the loyalty shown by existing PGA Tour members, partners, and supporters, and he simply did just that. There is now no way for players who chose to join the lucrative Saudi-backed series in breach of PGA Tour rules to return to the tour's events. With the way things stand currently, Monahan's response when he asked why LIV golfers couldn't just play on both circuits was that he would answer the question by posing another question to those who are still wondering. He claimed that those players have opted to sign multiple-year, lucrative contracts to play in a series of exhibition matches against the same players in a continuous cycle. He stated that the real question, in fact, is why do these players then need the PGA so badly? Now, how to watch the LIV Golf Invitational. The event won't be traditionally broadcasted on American regular television. The only way to see it right now is through streaming services on platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, or the LIV Golf website. The league is making every effort to be approachable for audiences new and old. According to LIV Golf, a global lineup of top premium and free-to-air broadcasters will also stream the tournament live, offering coverage in 138 regions throughout the world. The broadcast will supposedly be unlike anything viewers have seen before in the world of golf, according to another release from LIV Golf. As they provide golf coverage that's focused on enjoyment and accessibility, the innovations we are introducing to the sport will be transmitted to both existing and new audiences throughout the world. That's a wrap for this video. What's your take on the split between leagues? Do you think it's selfish and insensitive of the athletes to choose money over legacy, like some people believe? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.